In this life, there are 4 categories of people. Those that have the money but have no ideas, those that have the ideas but have no money. There are those that have the money and have the ideas, but we also have those that do not have the money and do not have the ideas. Welcome to Alex Madiba Show. My name is Alex Madiba, and of course, bringing to you the most educative online show. Today, I'm here, I'm honored and blessed to be here with His Worship, former Lord Mayor, former Nairobi Mayor, Joe Aketch. Habari yako?
Salama kabisa.
I'm so excited to have you on this show.
Okay, thank you. I'm also very excited.
How is the new year and how are your plans? I see you getting involved a lot in issues to do with the youth.
Yeah, I'm kind of, this is the background I have, because for many years being brought up in in places like the Eastland, Ziwani, Majengo, definitely you had to see how you can perform, you can utilize your talents. And then at the same time, if God allows you to get some kind of benefit, opportunities, then you extended it now back to the people in the community. And that's the reason why I keep on saying leadership is to give and provide a good guidance to the young people.
Absolutely.
And I'm very happy that most of the young people that we have helped through education, like going to the United States, have done extremely well. Some of them have also taken advantage of the kind of the leadership style that we're having. And one of them that I must be very proud of, coming through me, coming through my effort, and showing the young people that they can do it, is Mheshimiwa Mawade from Ziwani. He's now Member of Parliament, and is now giving back to the people in the community. Yeah.
Coming to the Safer Nairobi initiative, maybe if you can explain briefly, because I think the last time I met you was in an event, the I&R high fashion event. How is that related to the Safer Nairobi initiative?
Well, the Safer Nairobi initiative came in at the time when I was the deputy mayor, and then I became the mayor 2003. And some of the challenges we were facing was that we had so many young people in the street, a population of almost 4,000 who are in the street of Nairobi. And they were a little bit of a menace, because the people they were targeting, if you remember those days, they were very violent, taking away phones from people, harassing. But most of the people they were harassing, the Muzungus, 60% happened to come from Habitat. So Habitat felt like, hey, they are becoming a victim. And for them to have a safe place to come and work, they decided, no, I think we may have to move Habitat from here to another country. But they called me up and said, Mr. Mayor, in order for us to stay here longer, there are certain conditions that we're going to give you. So one of the conditions they gave us, what are you doing about the street family? And through the courtesy of our beloved late President Kibaki, Muda Wari, Maitha, Ted, we all sat down together and said, what can we do in order to make sure that this thing does not happen, where the youth have really taken advantage of the situation in the city of Nairobi. And most of them are all 18, over 18. So we decided anybody who's over 18 and is in the city, and he is a street young man, we have to take him to National Youth Service. So we took all 3,500 of them to National Youth Service.
NYS,
and I can tell you that was the beginning of a safe initiative for the city of Nairobi.
Do you think NYS is on the right track as per your experiences from the time you were in your leadership?
Of course, because most of the young people that I meeting who went through our exercise or through the opportunity we gave them, they stood me up and they said, you know, now I'm a mayor. Because of you, I have done ABCD. Oh, I went back to school. Now I got my BA, I got my MA. So that institution did a good job for our young people, because that was a partnership between the Nairobi City Council and then National Youth Service through the courtesy of the government.
Okay. Coming back to the event, I&R Fashion, it was in Westlands last time. What is the feedback you have probably after seeing what was happening? And young people, of course, coming up and trying to do something positive.
Well, I must say that was the best thing that I've ever had in my life in a long time. Being coordinated, organized by the young people themselves. And that shows that when these young people are given the opportunity and the talents that they have, they can still go back to the community. They can still go back to the estate and offer the same kind of service to these young people. I saw the talents that actually of the performance. And if these young people are given the opportunity, sky is the limit. If the other guys in America can do it, our own young people can do it here. Yeah, because you can see the performance. In fact, I must say I was very appreciative of the support we got from the two ministers from Nairobi County who came and participated. And we were there until about almost 1 o'clock at night. But I must say what I saw was wonderful. The young people, they had the determination in their eyes and they were focusing. And to them, they said, we'll keep on going because we know the end of it is something that is going to bring the Kenyan flag high and higher, not only in Kenya, in Nigeria, because some of them are going to Nigeria now. Sure. And then, of course, across the Atlantic, definitely I can see a lot of young people doing very well.
Okay. There's an issue of increasing crimes in Nairobi, more especially the youth, the young people. And to my own small research that I've done, probably related to unemployment, and probably some of them would want to do exactly what I&R was doing, but then they are limited by capital. How do we deal with this issue of unemployment and probably people be able to create their own jobs and do something?
Well, again, you see, when you have people like us who have retired and you have the connection and you have opportunity to have some friends in other countries who would want to invest in this country, we are focusing mainly on the young people. And what the governor is doing, and I'm very, very much appreciative, because the governor is saying, when you have the talent, try to show the talent. And that's what we did even during my time as a mayor, during my time when I was the deputy mayor. We had all these young people who had the talents. And we took them, we gave them the opportunity. We took them back to school, of Fafa Maringo. They came back. They're lawyers now. They are young people who have done extremely well. In other words, these young people, they need an opportunity to be given so that they can also help other people. Sure. To me, I think what Safer City Initiative is doing, I think working very closely with the Nairobi County, and I'm very happy that Safer Nairobi Initiative was in between the signing of the MOU between Nairobi County and Habitat. And mainly is to focus on how we can help the young people in this city. One of the things that Nairobi County has come up with through the courtesy of Safer City is the hub, which we have done already in a one-stop youth center. And this one-stop youth center was basically to try and give the young people a center where they can come. And because most of the young people really getting a CV for them to write is a bit of a problem. Yeah, so we said, okay, that center is going to be given the responsibility of coming up with what? Of writing up a CV. The next department is we have your CV. Now we want to communicate with other investors and other organizations. And we're simply saying, hey, I have a young man here, CV is ABCD. Is there a possibility? Instead of having this young man coming all the way from Ziwani, all the way from Majengo, start looking for a job. He comes out in the morning, by 4 o'clock the boy start, he cannot continue. Absolutely. And that was the reason why we came up with One-Stop Youth Center, so that it can also enable the young people to be given that opportunity. And as a result, we came up with a hub. And this is for the artists, people who have got the talents. And I must say the support that we've been given by the governor himself, because NSI and Nairobi our organization is basically coordinating the activities. And once we have brought up that hub with all the people that came in, the investors, a lot of people came in and invested almost 10 million shillings on that particular hub. Now a time will come for us to hand it over to Nairobi County so that they can continue, and that to give the young people an opportunity. And this is the reason why NSI is there to coordinate the activities of the Habitat and coordinate the activities of Nairobi County. They sit down together, and then whatever the opportunity we've given them, they analyze it, they implement it, and at the end of the day, it's helping the young people in the community.
Okay. So while I was coming here, somebody told me, okay, you're going to have an interview with the former mayor. I want you to tap the blessings from him, but I want you to ask specific question that I have. And he said, how can someone come out of poverty? That youth that east, west, north does not have that hope. You probably knows how someone can come up from that trap of poverty, because of course it's painful. But you find somebody, of course, doesn't have the capital, doesn't have anything, probably is losing hope. So he asked me to ask you, how can someone actually come out of poverty from your own experiences and considering where you are now?
Well, in life, you don't have to become negative. Whatever the talents you have, you must always know that you can make it. And I think one of the most important things is the leadership that we have here now is to try and encourage the young people. Whatever the little that they have, give them the encouragement and say, yes, the talents that you have, you can always do it. But the government has to be in the forefront to give them that kind of motivation. The leaders also have to give the young people the motivation. And to me, a good leader is a leader that goes back to his community, a leader that goes back to his constituency, put the young people together, sit down with all these young people, let them tell you exactly some of the problems that are facing. And out of your own leadership, definitely you have one or two people who can come in and help to encourage the young people to do better in that kind of talents that they have. Mm-hmm. The issue here is, I've been involved with a lot of young people for many, many, many years. We have changed the life of young people. Some of them were in Madare, good boxers. Some of them were in Ziwani, taking low, because they have what it takes. And the only thing that you can do, you don't have to be employed. Whatever the talents that you have to get the support from the community. You have to get the support from the leadership for you to try and come up with that innovation. Kenyans are the best, the youth are the best that we have in Africa in terms of innovation. So why don't we focus on that innovation talent that these young people have, so that the government can also come in. And these young people, and take example of the M-Pesa. Ordinary Kenyan. It's a worldwide thing. You know, look at other areas where the young people have done extremely well. Look at the sports. We're the best people in the world as far as sports is concerned. When we go for a marathon, the Americans are asking, are you sure there's a Kenyan or an Ethiopian? Because they will never win that marathon. So that is the kind of the talents that we have. And the young people must be motivated. They must be encouraged. The Ministry of Youth also come in and try and have a direct conversation with these young people. They have to formulate some kind of a youth opportunity committee, if I may use that word, opportunity in the sense that to identify some of the talent that they have. You know, like these young people here, these are the talents they have. If the Europeans can make money in the modeling, my friend, these guys can do it. Yeah, but what do they need? They need somebody to give them that motivation. They need that somebody to give them the guidance. It's not money all the time. It's a question of, am I accepted? Am I being admired? Am I being supported by the system? And that's the reason why I'm very excited with the government, because the government is going out to make sure that they create an environment for the young people who have got the talents so that they can prosper.
Okay. There was a time, was it 2019, you were studying international affairs, something to do with that? Did you graduate, and what inspired you? Most people, of course, give up. They don't want to continue with it. But I was so happy to watch you on that interview when you said you want to get a degree in international affairs.
Oh yeah, I'm still working up on it. You know, most of the people said, this young man has got so much degrees. I went to US, Ohio State University, and I gave a lecture there. And one of them told my cousin, God, that professor was a very good man. I'm not a professor, but it's because the talents that I have and the desire to try and acquire education. And that's what I keep on telling my friends, never give up in education. It's never too late, no matter how old you are. But at the end of the day, go for what you think is right. Because the future of this country is education, education, education.
Yeah, okay. And then, I don't want to go into politics in this interview, but there was a time also I watched you when you spoke about corruption in leadership. That interview was on KTN, I think on 3rd of February 2019, where you spoke about corrupt judges and corrupt leaders. Maybe briefly in relation to business and leaders in business. Is that corruption? Do you see it causes so many doors?
Corruption is a very bad disease in any country. It affects the economy of any country. And the moment you're involved in a corruption, it means somebody somewhere, you're sacrificing somebody somewhere. Because you're not going to be given money unless and until you're trying to do evil thing to somebody to benefit whoever is giving you the money. So to me, if I was to be corrupted, I think I would be a millionaire in this country. But to me, I decided to go for a proper leadership. A name is more important than money that you have illegally. So whatever the money that you get illegally through corruption, please make sure at the end of it, it will catch up with you. But to me, I keep on, I'll re-emphasize, a leadership, a good leader is not necessarily that you have to have the money. Become a good leader so people can follow you. And when you follow that good leader, then of course you come back and become a leader of your own. To me, that's the most important thing. So corruption, and that's the reason why we have to help our president. You know, President Ruto is really fighting so hard to make sure that we stop this corruption. And all the leaders should also come in and make sure that we stop this corruption. Because at the end of the day, 20 to 35% of whatever we're doing in terms of income through corruption is affecting the economy of this country. So to me, my advice to people is become a leader, show a good example, but you don't go through money to show your leadership.
Sure.
Your leadership depends on what you have done to change other young people's life. Yeah.
Maybe Your Worship briefly share with us the experiences after retirement. Are you enjoying? How can someone prepare for retirement?
Well, there's no retirement, there's no package for retirement because I'm now 77 years old and I'm enjoying it. And thanks to my lovely wife, she's back at home. And my kids, they're doing the best they can in their own small way. But to me, the most important thing is when you retire, please still go back and give back to the community. Because you still have the energy. And if you have the energy, you have the connections. The other day I attended a party of what they call it, the food bank, where we had many delegates that came in. And I met some of the people who are retired, but are giving back to the community. And most of them came in from the States. One of them was a mayor. One of them was a lawyer. But he said, I've stopped, but I'm coming back to help the community. So that's the reason why they came up with this food bank, to try and make sure that they help the needy in this country. So to me, I think the most important thing is evaluate yourself, organize yourself, but at the end of the day, what legacy are you going to be remembered with? Is it going to be the legacy of I destroyed ABCD, or is it going to be the legacy that I changed the life of the majority of the young people who one time would have gone into the crime, but now they're looking at you like Steve Biko? And that's one of the young boys that I picked up from the street. His name was Steve Biko, but he went back, he took criminology, he's a lawyer. To me, that is what legacy is all about. Leave something that can help another young person.
Maybe tukimalizia interview, there's a bit of freedom by the for the youth to be able to shoot videos, content creators in the streets of Nairobi, something that was not previously so. Do you think that's a good thing? And why do you think before that it wasn't happening in this county?
Well, it's because now we have a very young, dynamic governor whose interest is to see that the young people make it using their talents. And that's the reason he said, whatever the talents that you have, like shooting movies and whatever, the street of Nairobi is open. And he gave them the freedom for them to do so. So it all depends on the kind of the leadership you have. You know, people like us, maybe our thinking was different. But when you have a young generation like the governor, he's thinking wise. He's thinking young people. He's thinking he mixed with the young people. And his manifesto is basically based on what can he do in order to change the lifestyle of these young people, right from the talent that they have. And to me, I can walk in the street of Nairobi. It reminds me of the street in New York, where you find all these photographers are there. So Kenya is coming this way. And definitely what the governor is doing has done extremely well, and we have to support him.
Okay. Finally, Models Kenya, I&R Fashion, what future do you have with them? Are you supporting them just for maybe for a short time, or do you have that business relationship that's going to also create jobs and also be able to encourage even the founder to do more?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I attended that function that night, I opened my mouth and I said, you young people, the sky is the limit. And when the time comes, Rogers, the leader, Raja, I want you to meet the Ethiopian ambassador the next day. And the next day we went to a function. And Raja was there with the Ethiopian ambassador. And the moment we started talking about whatever he was doing, the thing that came in from the ambassador of Ethiopia said, hey, why can't we do between Kenya and Ethiopia? Because already they are trying to go to Nigeria. So we're focusing in terms of trying to give more picture. Let these young people, give them the opportunity to see further. There are people who are willing to help. There's a lot of investors willing to help. There are a lot of business people are eager to help the same. But unless and until you talk about it, they will never know. Yeah. So what we are doing at the moment, as far as our organization here is concerned, is to try and look an opportunity for young people like that. Already we are talking to the Ethiopian ambassador, and we have our representative back in Ethiopia, whom we have given the message. So he's also looking around. And definitely there will be nothing better than having the Ethiopian youth and the Kenyan youth having a symposium based on the model. And I think that's the best thing. So that's the kind of thing we're doing with them, for them, and we will not leave them behind. Because again, we're utilizing the connections that we have to give back to the community. And that community, one of them is this organization, the model.
Thank you so much. Maybe there's something that I haven't asked you and you feel you really want to say out to the youth, but also to the leaders.
Well, what we're trying to do, I used to be a boxer many years ago, and we were behind Muhammad Ali and Floyd Patterson and Archie Moore, and those people came to Kenya as because of that good working relationship. So we always say, the friend that you have, where is he leading you to? Is he leading you to the grave, or is he leading you to a place like meeting Muhammad Ali so that you can come back and help the young people? We have a lot of young people from Ziwani Majengo who went and fought Muhammad Ali boxing team in Washington, D.C. Some of them remained behind, some of them came back. So to me, what I'm saying is, let's help these young people. Right now I was talking to the minister, because I happen to be a former boxer. Not as good, though. And we're trying to see if there could be a possibility of each constituency. We have 17 constituencies. And I'm trying to look, I'm appealing to a lot of people, especially the investors, whom I'm going to be meeting, and said, I need 17 boxing rings in each of the constituency, because that will make the young people use their talents. And again, the other thing which I think is important, we have to have an integration between Habitat, that we are coordinating, Nairobi County, and even the government and organizations. So we sit down together and bring the entire youth organizations in Nairobi. Let's hear from them what they need the government to do. And you'll be surprised how much engagement you'll have from these young people and the demand and the request that you'll hear from them. So to me, I'm telling the young people, never stop. You know, things will always work out as long as you're positive in whatever you're doing, and make sure that you work with the right friend. Because if you work with the wrong friend, definitely he will take you somewhere else. But a good friend will lead you to a lot of things that are happening. You know, you guys, you're a good friend. That's the reason why you're communicating. Yeah, so we want to have friendship like you, and the encouragements to have the young people in the community to make sure that they behave well. They make sure that things like the drugs is no longer there, because that's the thing which is killing a lot of young people. Crime, which of course, you know, during our time, the crime was down. Because don't forget, the population in Nairobi at that particular time was not as high as it is now. Now we're talking for almost 6-7 million people. The street family now we have is almost 15 to 20,000 people, as opposed to 4,000 that I had at that particular time. So ours is to tell the young people, focus, remain where you are, you can do it. Don't think you cannot do it. You have what it takes. If people like Achimo did it, Muhammad Ali did it, you can even do much more better than that.
Thank you so much for honoring the invite to the show.
Okay.
Maybe tutakutafuta tena in the future, of course. Thank you so much for joining Alex Madiba show. When you see an elder or experienced people, you don't just go and ask for money. You ask them to share their experiences, the inspiration, that connection. They will be, even if they don't give you money, they will be able to inspire you to get that money. Thank you so much, and please don't be involved in crimes. Do something and be busy, and please continue watching Alex Madiba show. Thank you.